Hey everyone, this is Steve Hardy with Atlantic Coast Contractors. Today we'll be doing an instructional video on the joint fill compound from All White Manufacturing. And today we're going to show you how to install the ProBond 200 across a shingle roof covering. This will need to be installed prior to putting the joint fill compound across the shingles. The joint fill is going to be used to fill each water eye of the shingle. This is the most important part of sealing any shingle roof. If you seal the front nose of a shingle, but you do not seal the water eye properly, you're going to end up trapping water that gets in through the water eye and creating a leak on the roof. So it's very important to get full coverage, but here we'll be showing you how to apply the ProBond 200 to the shingle roof covering. When you're installing ProBond 200 across a shingle roof, you do want to make sure that the sealer is going to seep into the water eyes of the shingles. It's important that you get full coverage on your application of ProBond 200. You don't want to miss any areas. You want to make sure that you're getting this anti-chalking agent and bonding agent on the entire roof covering. The ProBond 200 is going to go onto the shingle roof, and it's going to be a milky white as it is applied. However, once it dries, it will dry clear, and it will dry with a little bit of a sheen to it. So it will have a semi-high gloss sheen. And that's a good way to check to make sure you haven't missed any areas across the roof and to make sure that you've gotten full coverage. When applying the ProBond 200, it is good to cross weave your roll pattern if you're unsure that you're getting full coverage. This will ensure that you're not missing anything. Now the joint fill is a very thick product, and it can be a little tough to roll on, so you do have to use a little force, and you want to mix it up a little bit with your roller as you're taking your first few dips. Now once you have this mixed up, you're going to apply it just like any other roller application, but it's a very thick substance, so you want to make sure that you're getting full coverage and that you cross weave it several times with your roller. That will ensure that you're getting full coverage and you're pushing it into every water eye from every which direction. So we'll start applying it here. Now I always like to start going diagonally because it tends to fill the water eyes fairly easily. Now when you're applying this product, you will see splotchy areas, and that's because it is going on thicker in certain areas than others, especially on the water eyes of the shingles. Now if you have a certain stubborn area, you'll want to take your roller sideways and run it up against the lifted edge, and that will fill it for you. And then you run your roller over flat to take up any excess. Now obviously this is a much easier application than the Portland cement slurry because it's already pre-mixed for you. Now this would only be used on a shingle roof. You typically would not use this on a tile roof because the seams are so heavy on a tile roof that it would just sink into the seams, and you would essentially have a lot of waste with the product. All right, now that we've got a full application across, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to cross weave our roller lines. So we're going to run the roller up and down the slope of the roof. It's going to help to even it out. And then we're also going to run our roller side to side. Now if after cross weaving it side to side and vertical, you still see pinholes in the water eyes or pinholes in any area of the roof, you're going to want to either go ahead and put a thicker application on, or you're going to want to cross weave it again going diagonally. And this will help to ensure that you've got a nice even coverage and that it's thick in only the areas where you want it to be thick. Now when you're applying the joint fill, you'll want to be very careful about the weather and make sure you're checking the forecast. You will need significant dry time on the water eye seams in order to make sure you get a full cure before you start putting down our 400 rubber. So now we've applied the joint fill compound to the shingle roof covering. Everything has cured. We've left the bottom section open so you can see the joint compound directly to the shingle roof. And above that, we have the 2 coats of R400 rubber. If you'd like to see the installation of the R400 rubber top coats, feel free to check out our R400 rubber installation video where we'll show you the top coats going down on this sample board. And that finishes up our joint fill video over the top of a 3-tab shingle roof covering. If you have any questions regarding the joint fill compound, feel free to contact All White Manufacturing by phone, email, or check out their website at www.allwhite.com.